Is there anybody still here? I found another shoe I want to talk about.
香炉供台上摆，长大才开白黄牌。虔诚拜三拜，钱包里面多几百。一的是六合彩，男的是等合牌。来财，来财，来财，来财，来。中指力滚力，对应好运八方来。散了才能聚，你不出手，说了斋。这把直接和，愿花钱交朋友。卖艺高人胆大，让那小门三条酒。回馈下社会先，摸到那顶皇冠后。找你做事人太多，事情两手清风中。一阴一阳之谓道，仔细东来。明码标价的那些物，非会击败。
What is good, everybody? Rich here. It's been a long time. How long's it been? Like 8 years or so? It's been long enough that I probably need to explain where I've been and why I'm suddenly back here on this channel. As fun as spending all of my funds on sneakers is, and just pursuing that hobby to the absolute fullest, the point where the channel was getting a lot of views and I was getting free sneakers from small companies, but still a really cool accomplishment, I think. However, eventually real life needs to take over, and I had to go and get myself a career. I'm a teacher now. I also got married to my beautiful wife, who gave me my beautiful child. So I'm just living that dad life right now, the husband life, and honestly, I'm a family man. I couldn't really be happier. Have I been hooping? Sometimes. Not super often, but I'll head out to the park. I'll catch runs with people who are playing there. I'll go to an indoor run every once in a while, but I'm not playing nearly as much as I was when I was reviewing sneakers all the time. However, because I'm a teacher, I have had the opportunity to coach a basketball team for the first time this year. And I ended up being involved with multiple basketball teams. I coached the girls' basketball team at my school, and I helped with skills with the boys' basketball team at my school. And that led to me establishing a weekly run for the boys and girls in the upper grades to participate weekly in a high-intensity open run so that they can make sure their skills are sharp. And it just reignited my passion for the sport in general, and I've been back on the shoe wagon a little bit. It started out slow. I had basically been rocking with the same two pairs of Nike LeBron Soldier 9s over that entire 8-year span. I would just grab one of those two pairs, whether it was indoors or outdoors, and they did pretty well. It's actually an incredible shoe. The only reason I say they did well is because they're so old. But when that shoe was brand new, phenomenal. So I saw a pair of KD18s online, and I liked the look of them, and the price was phenomenal, so I just picked them up without too much thought. Ended up being a really solid shoe, but as we know, sneakers are a very slippery slope. So within a couple months, I had a pair of LeBron 23s. I had a pair of Air Jordan 40s, 2 pairs of Air Jordan 40s actually, a pair of GT Cut 1s, and then we arrived at this guy. The Li Ning Gamma 2. For anyone who doesn't want to spend any more time looking at my face, I'm going to make this very simple for you. The Li Ning Gamma 2 is very possibly the greatest performing basketball shoe of all time. There is only one shoe that I would even put in the same tier as this shoe performance-wise, and that is the Air Jordan 28 with the original Unlock Zoom. Other than that, this is a 2-horse race, guys. There's nothing that comes close to those two shoes. So let's go into some detail and talk about why this might be a contender for the greatest of all time. We're going to start with the cushioning as usual. We got full-length Super Boom foam in the midsole. Encased in that Super Boom is a carbon fiber plate that runs the length of the shoe. And here's where things get interesting. It has a drop-in insole as well. That's also made out of Superboom. Superboom is a supercritically foamed material, meaning that raw Pebax fibers are injected with nitrogen under an incredible amount of pressure. And when that pressure is released, the nitrogen rapidly expands, creating a honeycomb structure inside the foam, aerating it and making it lighter, and allowing them to keep it more responsive and bouncy as well. Keeping it short and sweet, guys, Superboom is the best foam I have ever encountered for basketball. The amount of impact protection that you're able to get out of just a thin layer of this material is astonishing. On top of all the impact protection, you get a lot of response out of this foam. It's bouncy and it gives you a lot of feedback when you're pushing into it. But it's not soft. I wouldn't call it soft. It's definitely on the firmer side, but it's not going to be mushy like I tend to find some ZoomX basketball shoes. Another really awesome feature of this particular Superboom insole is the 4-foot pod. There is an extra crash pad in the front here, just to give you more bounce, more response, and even more impact protection. You might think to yourself, isn't that going to feel really bunched up inside the shoe? And you would be right to think that, but Li Ning has a solution for it. If we take a look at the inside of the shoe, you can see that it's been cored out in that area to accommodate that 4-foot crash pad. And Superboom is incredible in transition too. Once you get out running, this stuff flows so well while you are mid-gait in full stride. Let's get on to the court feel. The court feel is phenomenal. Your foot is essentially in direct contact with the ground. In between you and the ground is those layers of Superboom and the carbon fiber plate. It's a relatively thin layer of foam, and as I said before, Superboom is on the firmer side, so any decisions you want to make, there is zero delay between the actions you put in and this shoe responding to you. On court, it's excellent. It's just the right amount of response without feeling mushy. It gives you an incredible amount of impact protection, even in the heel where it doesn't have that extra foam. Superboom is incredible. Let's talk about the traction. The Gamma 2 uses Li Ning's proprietary GCU compound. GCU stands for Ground Control Unit. Essentially, there's polyurethane blended into the compound of this rubber. Does it work? Hell yeah, it does. This stuff is sticky as hell. You can see it's multi-directional herringbone, so there's nothing to worry about there. This is some of, if not the best traction I have ever used. It is instantaneous. Stopping. Changing directions. Instantaneous. Immediate. Moving on to fit. Fit on this shoe is 1-to-1. It's perfect. A lot of people are saying the shoe is narrow. It's not narrow. This is just what a 1-to-1 fit feels like. It's true to size. For the upper, Li Ning is using what's called their solid system base. Essentially, it is an engineered mesh with TPU monofilaments welded right into the material. The support in this shoe is incredible. The heel counter is completely made of carbon fiber. And we have that full-length shank that runs through the bottom of the shoe. The amount of support that you can get from a shoe this minimal is just phenomenal. It literally amazes me. I am a 200-pound man, and some of the drives that I made where I felt this shoe just catch or hold me were just mind-boggling. This thing is so good in so many areas. Let's talk about some of the small performance details, some of my favorite stuff. So if you look at the collar of the Gamma 2, if you were able to touch this, what you would notice is that this shoe is very smooth when you push this way. But when you do this, did you hear that? There are fibers facing downwards on the collar of the shoe that are meant to catch your sock and hold it in there so that your heel does not move whatsoever. As if this rock hard carbon fiber heel counter wasn't doing enough. The material itself is literally every inch of it is gripping your foot in order to keep it inside the shoe. On weight, the shoe is phenomenally light. It is barely palpable in hand. When the first colorway of this thing dropped, which was almost a year before any other colorways dropped, I think it was really more for promo. They were touting it as the lightest basketball shoe on earth. I'm not sure if that's still true, but it is incredibly light. The laces are firm. These filaments, these shiny filaments, do not stretch at all. That's the way I like laces. Not only are they firm, they're grippy. It's good stuff. The tongue is very minimal, but they put a lot of thought into where this padding went, because you don't really feel any lace pressure from this shoe. Again, it has a 1-to-1 fit, so it's going to feel snug, but it's going to fit you perfectly. You need to get over the feeling of snugness and just go with it, because this feels like an attack frame for your feet. It is meant to be aggressive with, to support, to perform. The shoe is really phenomenal for players who like to attack downhill and who spend a lot of time putting pressure on the rim. So let's talk about the one downside of the shoe. Is that the comfort is okay. That's the worst part of the shoe, is that the comfort is just okay. It's still comfortable. Just not like a super plush, comfortable shoe. The other downside is that this shoe is rare. They don't make a ton of them, and they're not available in a lot of places. And if you want a pair, you are absolutely going to have to pay a premium for them. Depending on the colorway, these shoes are going to run you anywhere from $600 to $1,200. So let's be honest with each other. Domestic brands like Nike and Adidas, who has traditionally had a large share of the basketball market, they've been lacking. When is the last time that Nike basketball put out a genuinely phenomenal basketball shoe? GT Cut 1? That was 5 years ago. That's half a decade. The prevalence of Chinese brands in the West is really starting to become noticeable, and Li Ning seems to be leading the way, at least in the terms of performance. Also, this Radiant colorway is one of the best looking shoes I've ever seen. I am a bright shoe guy, and this thing has everything. It has the pinks, the light blues, yellow's my favorite shoe color. It even has polka dots. I fucking love polka dots. Is it worth it? No. Yes, it's totally worth it. It's absolutely worth it. No, don't spend this much money on a basketball shoe, guys. If you have it, you should spend the money because it's so good. Don't buy this shoe. It's way too expensive. Realistically, it's not feasible for a lot of people. It's too bad because it's so good. Guys, it's so good. It's elite all-time. Top 2 for me personally. The Li Ning Gamma 2. This is the pinnacle of performance footwear. This is what it's all been evolving to right here. If you want the best basketball shoe available on the market, this is it. Is the channel back permanently, you guys? No. Do I have a couple more up my sleeve? Maybe. So, until next time, no matter how many years that might be, they're just shoes. But this one's the best basketball shoe ever, guys. It's the best. This is the best of the best. It's not just a shoe. This is not just a shoe.
Bit 老仔脖子上喜欢挂玉牌，香炉供台上摆，长大才开白黄牌。虔诚拜三拜，钱包里面多几百。易的是6合彩，难的是等合牌。 来财，来，来财，来，来财，来，来财，来，嘿，终止力滚力，对应好运八方来，散了才能聚。